The next question.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another My Stock Life Trade to Live podcast. I am your host, Mr. Tristan Big Walk Brady, with my co-host, Mr. Dr. Love.
What's good, brother?
Yeah, reach across. And we have our crypto specialist guest today, Mr. Nick Rizzoli. What's up, bro?
How's it going? Good to have you here, bro.
Yes, of course.
It's about time we got you on camera, busy.
Yeah,
Good to be
this
here.
Crypto degenerates be trading 24/7, man. Can't even get this guy 20 minutes.
It's a tough life. These stock traders think they have it bad, and then a couple of them have stepped into the crypto world, and they're like, when do you sleep?
Stock trader's bad. I love my life. Yeah, I'm off at 4. I do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Exactly.
Funny story, we were supposed to have Nick on last week, but he was long in a trade and couldn't walk away from the computer, so...
No, you can't.
We had to substitute the second choice in with Ricky, but now we got our first draft pick in right now, Mr. Nick Rizzoli.
Yeah, I see how Ricky was falling asleep on this couch.
Yeah,
He's comfy.
Drama Queen Rickster. You should have seen him with his 1,000 thread count pillow and
We have to buy this pillow special just for him.
Yeah,
With this
yeah.
10,000 thread fucking from Italy, freshly stitched, you know?
yeah, from Italy, from Naples.
Now you guys have the second best thing from Italy.
There you
What's the
go.
first one? Oh, the first So if you didn't know, Rizzoli rhymes with cannoli, and Nick just happens to be Italian.
Italian.
But he also happens to be Canadian, and he also happens to be a crypto trader. Why don't you give us a little bit of your introduction to crypto, what got you into the market, and then we'll just start firing questions at you and see what you got.
Yeah, so I was actually introduced to crypto probably 3 years ago from a boss of mine. Pretty much like we play the markets, commodities, equities, things like that. And a friend of his was like, hey man, like this cryptocurrency, like it's really bottoming here. I think it's something to jump into. So I basically hit the market as far as an investor goes, like, you know, kind of the bottom. Like I bought my first 2 Bitcoin around 8K. And then once it starts gaining, you gain so much interest in it. You're like, hey, like what is this stuff that's making me so much money? So yeah, I got into Bitcoin and then into DeFi, into like the Cardano project and Chainlink, and it pretty much just blew up from there. So after I had some profits, I was like, okay, how can I increase these? How can I profit more from what I'm doing here? So I got into trading like Bitcoin pairs, just trying to increase the amount of Bitcoin that I had in my account by playing altcoins that were going to outperform. And then Binance launched their futures app, and so I was like, okay, I want to dabble in this, like use leverage to trade. I blew up about 2 or 3 5K accounts, and then I had one that was like, it was down to like $1,200, and I'm like, okay, I've got to go in on this. So yeah, like I hit a good run in the bull market and started trading back and forth, and I racked that $1,200 account up to 60K in a month. Woo! And then after that, I was like, okay, like there's some money in this. Like I'm gonna actually like learn what I'm doing and focus on it. And it's been great to me ever since I started.
It's good to hear.
That's what's up. I heard you drop a couple project names, 1inch, Cardano, and then I also heard you speak of what you're interested in. So out of all of the thousands of projects that are out there right now, what grabs your attention? What piques your interest?
Yeah, like DeFi in general, like is like one of the coolest things going. Like if you dig into DeFi and you understand the monetary system and the banking system, basically DeFi is rebuilding the banking system, except for the consumers own it, right? So if you look at projects like Cardano, their voting logic and basically their community. So when you stake Cardano, you have equal rights to vote on like new upgrades, like new projects that they go with. And a portion of all of the transaction fees from Cardano, they go into like a slush fund that pays for these projects. So rather than, like we don't get to vote on the Fed stimulus, we don't get to vote on, the rates of inflation, even though we're massive holders of Canadian or US currency. Whereas with DeFi, like it's owned by the community. Like nobody owns Cardano, everybody owns Cardano.
Ooh.
Right, so it's super cool. There's a lot of cool projects out there. Like just the space in general is doing a lot of cool things.
All right, so let's get into some cooler stuff. Like you said, you made a lot of money on the bull run in Bitcoin. So you know about market cycles. There's a bullish cycle. There's a bearish cycle. Where are we at in the cycle right now?
Like right now, like I think I'm still super bullish on crypto. If you date back the 2017 bull run, the 2014 bull run, they all have these portions of like retraces, right? Like in a healthy market, you want to see things go up and they need to come back down. So like right now, what I'm happy to see is like Bitcoin's been consolidating between like 53K and 58, while the altcoins are growing, right? Like we've just gone through a massive alt season here. And I think like it's good to see that. It's just like the S&P 500, when you see rotation out of tech and into finance, it's good to see rotation. Everybody makes profits in Bitcoin. You want to see them rotate into altcoins, right? And like you've seen Ethereum absolutely pop off. The Bitcoin dominance trend is down to 43%. You know, like ETC, like Bitcoin Cash, like we've had 40, 50% days, which is like, it's unbelievable. And as a trader, like that's what you want, right? Like you want volatility. And we still haven't like crashed the Bitcoin price. Right, like if you look at the top of the 2017 bull market, the alts absolutely popped off, but it was because Bitcoin was crashing. So like right now, I still think we're in a healthy part of this cycle. I think we could maybe see some lower Bitcoin prices in the near future, like maybe not 43, but maybe another test of that kind of 47, 48K level. Like the Bitcoin trend right now to me doesn't look super healthy. I think it's either gotta really go or it's gonna retrace again.
Okay. So with everything going on in the stock market, like everyone knows, everyone's seen the CPI numbers today. Inflation is way higher than expected. Everything's gonna cost way more than it did in the past. Do you think people are going to run to gold and silver for safety? Or do you think they're going to run to Bitcoin for safety?
I think it's proven already. Like if you look at like where those stimulus checks have gone, kind of the growth of sectors, like we haven't seen massive like percentage-wise increases in gold and silver, right? Like they've basically been dead through the mass inflation that we've seen. And everybody's looking to Bitcoin, to crypto as the new store of value.
Okay. So where do you have your money holding right now? Like outside of trading assets, what are you holding your wealth in that you're expecting to see 5, 10, 20-year growth in?
Yeah, so like basically like when I look at crypto projects, I'm researching the use case. I understand where the sector's going to grow, like where, you know, what projects are going to be needed in the future and what projects are needed now. So basically with my trading profits, I transfer them into Chainlink. Like Chainlink's an oracle, so it takes real world data off of, like, you know, from the real world and it puts it onto the blockchain, which if we get adoption, you're going to need programs like Chainlink and companies like Chainlink. Cardano, like I said, like it's to me the coolest DeFi project out there. It's proof of stake. I think it's going to be a huge competitor with Ethereum when they launch the Alonzo hard fork in August. And then I like Polkadot. So Polkadot is basically a parachain that's going to connect all these blockchains. So like Polkadot's going to be a big part of the future, right? Like, you know, say that in, like, say, you know, 5 years from now, you get to choose your own currency. So you could say, you know what, I identify with Cardano, I like Cardano. Love identifies with, you know, Ethereum, he loves Ethereum. Like on a decentralized network, it's really hard to connect these assets, right? So you need apps like projects like Polkadot that are going to connect blockchains together, right? So I don't know, like when I invest my money, I'm always thinking, you know, where's the world going? That's why I like talking to like 18-year-olds, you know, kids right out of high school and just seeing like where their mind is at.
Can't say stuff like that on camera. Your personal preferences are on the podcast.
Oh.
Hey, you said 18. You said 18.
I don't know what's illegal where you're from.
I said 18. But yeah, like, you know, like if you look at the way that the world is going, that's where you want your money, right? You get a lot of these old boys that are like, you know, like Warren Buffett coming out and saying Bitcoin's a waste of time. Bitcoin has no value. It's like, look at the market. Yeah. Like crypto in the last decade have been the highest performing asset class out there. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna say it doesn't have value? You know? I think you're crazy to just only think with what you know, and not pay attention to the real world. Pay attention to what's going on out there.
I agree. You do have to look to the future. I mean, even Warren Buffett bought Apple 19 years too late, so you can't really put all your investment stuff in there.
Yeah.
Even like me though, I'm like an old time investor. I believe in the stock market. I do have a little bit of crypto just as a
We're getting you there.
Right?
We're getting you going.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still not sold on it yet.
Yeah, I think the biggest.
I think I'll get it much cheaper than what it is right now. Is the only thing.
Yeah, and there is a possibility, but you're a trader, right?
Yeah,
like you're a trader, you live for the trade, so.
I've been killing crypto.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm trading it.
Yeah, it's good. Like I got here about a month ago. And like Ricky's doubled his account. Tristan's been killing it. You've been killing it.
I doubled my account in the last 7 years.
So it's good. And like nobody can say that about their stock portfolios right now. Like the opportunity right now to me is in crypto. And if you're not in crypto, like it's time to jump boat.
I agree with that. The stock market's a mess right now.
Yeah, and like the stock market's it's so tough to predict, right? So many big players and they're just predicting emotions, right? Okay, people think it's bearish, they pump it the next day. Oh, people think it's bullish, it gets rocked again. Like it's you know, it's at a kind of a controversial point right now.
Mm-hmm. So I made a good portion of my portfolio from penny stocks and over-the-counter stocks.
Yeah.
And that was in January when we had a massive run-up, and then since then, OTC market's been slaughtered. But what's something that I'm seeing super active right now are the Shiba coins.
Yeah.
Shiba Inu,
100%.
Nano Inu. And I'm getting into starting to attack those on a more aggressive scale.
Yeah.
I know they have no utility for the future, but what's your take on
so I'm a trader, so like I said, volatility makes a trader's game, right? And there's a ton of opportunity in like these startup tokens, like the meme tokens, you know, the Shiba's, Dogecoin, all these things. But there's also a lot of opportunity. Like I'm sure the pennies that you were buying weren't just like crap companies that just blew up, right? Mm-hmm. They were probably robust projects that actually had some life to them. So when I invest in like lower end tokens, I always look for ones that I think might actually have a chance that are just new, right? So like this new Shiba Inu project, like it's an ERC20 token, whereas like Dogecoin was like they ran their own chain. So Dogecoin, like there's basically no fees to send and receive it. There's like, you know, it's a more robust project. Than Shiba, which is it's an ERC20 token. So if you want to transfer, you know, $100 worth of Shiba to Love on the Ethereum chain, right now with the network fees, it's going to cost you like, you know, 20%, which to me is insane, and which to me consumers, whether they're, you know, young kids in school that are buying these meme tokens, they're gonna realize that, right? You know, it's a lot harder to pump, I think, than Dogecoin, which is why I think it'll have a lot less success. But like the projects that I like, you know, there's some really like when you look at the crypto space and you understand the crypto space, you understand the problems that it faces, right? Like it's super new, so like I was talking about Polkadot earlier being a cross-chain bridge, there are other bridges that are already out, right? Like projects like AnySwap, it's backed by Andre Cronje and DJ, that they built like VeChain, so they've had success in the past. It's still $200 million market cap token, like it's still super low, super easy and early to get in. And to me, like that's where like if I want to like gamble with some lower market cap tokens, that's where I go, right? It's a good project. It's solving one of DeFi's problems, and it's built by a great team, right?
AnySwap?
AnySwap.
ANY?
Yeah, the ticker is
A free play for you guys.
A free play for you. So yeah, like crypto's fun. It's exciting, and like there's a lot to learn.
It's confusing as hell.
Yeah, like there is a lot to learn, and like I've been trying my best to like kind of like build training packages and stuff for everyone, just because I know what it's like to like be new in DeFi. Mm-hmm. Like I bought this Fusion token, and then I transferred it to like an Ethereum wallet because the wallet addresses are the same, and I couldn't see this token on my wallet, and I was like, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, man, did I just like transfer $10,000 to nowhere? And so I was panicking, and I was checking the addresses, and I'm like, yeah, this is correct address. Like, what's going on? But like on the wallet, since it's on its own blockchain, you have to switch the mainnet. So I was on the Ethereum mainnet rather than the Fusion mainnet. So my tokens were there, like my crypto was there, but it wasn't visible. But I legit like thought that I just lost $10,000, and I was like, why didn't I send $100 first? Like, why didn't I? You know, and these are all the tips that I'm trying to give to people. Like, if you haven't done something before, don't just go all in with it.
Don't do 10 grand. But
yeah, like you know, like or like ask. Like, we have such a great community. Like, my crypto life is kind of up and coming right now, but the Discord chat, like we've got lots of new people in there. And we also have a lot of people who know what they're doing. So, you know, it provides a good platform where people can ask questions, where you can get the help you need so that you don't have those, you know, stressful moments where you're like, oh my God.
Stuff like this that actually scares me from crypto coin. I was reading up last night, some kid from TikTok had a bunch of followers. He made this coin and named it Scam Coin. Yeah. And then it blew up to billions of dollars. Yeah, and like everyone just lost their money, and it took him 5 minutes to make this coin.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, some of the.
So why would I put $10,000 of my money into a coin?
Well, you shouldn't though. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying that, you know, with the Shiba token and a lot of these, like, you know, meme startups. Like they're not projects that are going to contribute to the crypto ecospace. They're not projects that are going to be around, you know, when crypto actually gains adoption, right? They're just these little pump and dumps. Crypto's new, you know, we're chasing these all-time highs and chasing profits when, you know, a lot of people lose money on this. Yeah. So that's why, like, even in the group chat, you know, everybody's like, you know, are you buying this? Are you buying SafeMoon? Are you buying Shiba? And I'm like, no, I'm not buying those. Just because I understand what the projects are. I understand that they're not going to contribute, that they're not going to be around.
Some backing actually though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like not overly though. Like it was also like solicited pretty hard, and just like Shiba. Like, if you look at the advertising that these programmers are doing to get this kind of exposure, it's insane. And the true, like, the good projects that I know of, like they don't do any of that.
Yeah, they don't have to do it.
They don't have to.
Good project.
Totally.
Well, question for you. If you were to create your own project, your own coin, your own token, your own, you know, swap of any sort, what's a need that you see inside of the crypto DeFi space right now that you think
right now, like, there's a couple projects coming up, like Change Finance. So it's basically decentralized banking, which I think, like, you know, like, we're using these as currencies, and it's not really it's not really huge yet, right? Like, you have like the borrowing and lending and stuff that's kind of taken off, and like yield farming. But as far as like actual like payment, like quick payment options, I think that'll be like the next big part of DeFi, is just having a token that, you know, I can tap my phone to yours and it's done. Even something that, you know, would instantly transfer.
Let's take Apple Pay and turn it into Bitcoin Pay.
Yeah, totally.
Just tap my phone on you.
Yeah, and like Cardano, essentially, like, kind of the lead designer of Cardano, like, he hopes to be able to do that.
Nice.
Where you can run your entire portfolio on your like basically on your handheld wallet. And like if you want to pay for something, say you go out for dinner or drinks or whatever, you can be like, hey, I want to pay for this in Apple stock. You know, and just it automatically transfers, right?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of these like modern day programs, they lock up your money, right? Like banks want your money. They don't want you to be able to access it. And whereas this would be like, okay, yeah, you know what? I have this much wealth. I can spend it wherever I want. I can spend whatever I want on what I want.
Absolutely.
So it's good. Like I look at the banking sector in general. Like since I've been down here, like I tried to pay my landlord and was on the phone with the bank for over an hour because I was sending an e-transfer from a different country, where it's like I can literally send $100,000 on chain, no questions asked, and it's there in 2 minutes.
With a ledger, with a transaction ID.
Yeah, like you know, like it's insane. Like like why are you locking my credit card when I used my PIN, or why I sent a bank transfer that takes my fingerprint. Like you think I didn't mean to send it? Like it's kind of to me it's like sometimes yes it can protect people, but at the same time a lot of the time it's more of a headache.
More of an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really want to continue this conversation, but we hit our little time limit off the block right there, so we're going to have to have you on next week.
So one last question. 5 years, what's higher, Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, like market cap perspective, I think Cardano will be the highest.
Higher than Bitcoin?
And Ethereum.
What?
Wow.
Like number one, Cardano's scalable, so you're not going to get the network fees that you get with Ethereum. Like Ethereum was built for the early crypto space. Now that we got mass adoption, nobody wants to pay 20% to use the ERC20 network. Bitcoin, it's like the gold of crypto, right? It's just a store of value. They do have projects like the Lightning Network that might speed it up enough to be a payment option, but I think DeFi blockchains are going to go the distance. I think Ethereum will be higher than Bitcoin in the next 5 years.
Nice.
For sure.
So you got it right here first. You heard it from Nick Rizzoli, 2027.
Yeah, come back 2021.
Cardano is going to be above a Bitcoin market cap.
Above Bitcoin.
It was good to have you on here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
We had a fantastic time with you. We're going to have you on for next week for part 2, because that was 20 minutes went by like that.
Let's do it.
That was super fast. Alrighty, well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Mr. Big Tristan Guap Brady. I say it different every single time, but you love me every single time because I do say it. It's My Stock Life or No Life, and if you haven't followed our new sister channel yet, My Crypto Life, the arrowhead right here, Mr. Nick Rizzoli, go ahead and do so. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like, go ahead and give us a thumbs up on the video, seduce that algorithm so we can seduce you with more videos. We love you guys so much. Boys, I think we're going to take this thing on out to the beach.
Let's do it.
Let's go to the beach.
I need some sun.